change, you need some crypto to help you to make that green. Yo, they gotta let your crypto king showing you how to invest to live your dreams. So for those of you who wanna make that change, you need some crypto to help you to make that green. Yo.
What is going on? Welcome back to another live stream, live with the Crypto Kings. B-Roots, you were in Vegas all weekend. How was your trip, man?
Hold on, I'm getting
Welcome back to another live stream, live with the Crypto Kings. Oh yeah, I hear that echo.
Echo gone.
Echo, user error. Let's go.
I got that free tape hoodie on. You know what I mean? You got that. I don't know if you can see. Bam!
Free your boy Andrew Tate, who's still locked up in Romania. And I heard that they're going to try to get him over to the United States. Let's make sure everyone in the crowd can hear us. I don't know why it says live viewer 0 up on my screen. That's weird. And we have people commenting, so that doesn't make sense.
Can you guys give us a thumbs up if you can hear us?
If you guys can hear us, drop in the comments. I'm going to pull this up on my phone real quick and see what's going on. Why does it say waiting? Huh.
Are we
interesting? It says live.
Let me look on my phone. Make sure
okay.
Live.
No. We're on. I don't know why my computer's messing up, guys. We're getting thumbs up. We are live, guys. Welcome to the show. We have a jam-packed show today. We're going to be talking about, guys, one of the most hyped launches is coming, guys. If you don't know about PulseChain, you're going to learn today. You're going to learn what our game plan is, which is not financial advice, which is not what you should do. None of this is financial advice. We're just giving our opinions and our game plans personally of what we are going to do. So, with that being said, the B-Roots get a new pair of Gucci. What you got in that box, B-Roots?
Nah, bro. I kept the low key. I thought about it. But I did get me a Versace shirt, a nice little Burberry button down, and some Montclair.
Perfect. Nice, bro. You're waiting for them PulseChain games before you get that new Gucci glasses. Let's just say what up to the people in the chat before we get going, guys. B-Roots is going to drop his TA, which has been spot on throughout this basically, year and a half? You've been talking about it. So I'm excited to see that chart, see exactly where we're at on that head and shoulders that was building. But before we do that and get into the PulseChain talks, what up, PPP, Pumpy Bag in the house? What's up, my man? I'm not going to mess this name up. Bufo on the beat. Bufo on the beat. What's up, man? Wallace, good to see you, man. Logan in the house. Guys, let's see some PulseChain. If you guys are here for PulseChain education, check it out. Let's see some chats. What is up, Z? Z, what's going on? Oh, there's Hexy Quinn. Oh, yeah. What's up, girl? I know you. And anyway, so let's why don't we start? Viewers, just bring up the TA. Obviously, market conditions has kind of been something that Richard Hart says he's been waiting for. I don't hear him say 10K and pray anymore. So maybe his mind has changed. And obviously, the testnet is live. Do you believe PulseChain is launching this week?
I still say April 8th or earlier, but I do think it is possible we could see something this week. Yes, I do think it's there. The way he's been talking, people don't believe him, but it's completely different than previous so close. So when I see the so close to the 2 weeks, I'm like, yeah, it's not coming. But when he says, hey, this is your last chance, your mindset, the way you're talking is completely different. You are literally gearing up to either surprise people or you're just like giving people like that really truly believe in you, like, listen up, like, this is it. Like when you talk like that, that's when you probably should start listening. So I do think it is very, very, very possible we see something this week, no matter what. I've been stoned by telling people it's not coming to the bear market. and I'm being stoned again. Everyone believes in it. And looking at the price action of Hex, I don't know. There's a couple whales in there that don't believe in it also. So, that whale should learn the laws of meme coins, because I looked at his wallet earlier and he sucks at taking profit. For having that much money in Hex, this guy is doing it all wrong. So hopefully he learns in PulseChain, but he did sacrifice $275,000 in PulseChain. So hopefully he learns the right way, and you take profits on the way up and not on the way down. It's just how it's done.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's one of the biggest lessons I feel like we've all been through. I mean, my first bull run, I watched Doge, I watched Ethereum Classic, I watched these coins freaking go to the tens of thousands of dollars, and I just kept believing they was just going to go up, 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 up forever. And I mean, that's a lot of hopium. And at the same time, it's like, there's a little bit of a greed factor in that, but you don't have to take out your whole bag. At least take profits so you feel good. Hey, I'm in the green. If this goes to zero, I won. Be a winner in every situation. And that's what Laws of Meme Coin shows you, how to win in this game. And I saw that tweet too, Beards. You're like, bro, a lot of the Hexicans, and no shade on them because they like to buy, they like to stake, they like to hodl, but at the same time, it's like, man, we're making gains on the side. Yes, I believe Hex is blue chip. I believe PulseChain's blue chip. Obviously, it's a layer one, but I got ammo to be able to buy dips. I got ammo to be able to load up on Hex. I got ammo to buy stable coins so that I can then bridge over and buy Pulse, which we're going to talk about. And where did that come from? Well, that came from listening to the laws of meme coins, taking some high risk plays, not my whole portfolio, but taking a section of that and going into meme coins, taking profit on the way up, leaving moon bags. All the above has given me more ability to win in crypto.
I see you, Dix Insider. He said, "Beavers, let's be real. The latest RH tweet felt like an attempt to stop the Hex dumping." No, there's one guy dumping. It's one whale that's dumping. He's down to 28 million Hex. He had 90, I think, last week. So he's been dumping the whole time. That guy's going to do what he's going to do. It's just not. Here's the reality. There's not a lot of smart whales in Hex. It just isn't. It was a lot of people that got in early. They held, they staked. That doesn't mean they know how to be a whale. That doesn't mean they know how to cash out. That just means they got lucky. And when the price was going up, they didn't cash out as much as they should have. Why? Because they never had the mentality of having a bunch of money before. So that guy's going to do what he's going to do. If anything, I would let that guy dump and then buy it all back up. So I don't think Richard Hart did the tweet to help the price. I think he can easily buy the price up if he wanted to, and many whales could. Just got to let that guy dump off, and once that guy dumps off, then boom, goes to the moon. So I don't think that tweet was for that. I do think that it's very possible it's going to come sooner than we all think. And I said April 8th or earlier, and I think it might come earlier than that. It's very possible this week.
Yeah, and just my non-financial advice opinion, I believe it's right around the corner. I believe it could even happen this week, to be honest. Just the way how it was like so hyped and oh, soon this and that, and now he's just like, hey, bro, be ready. And when you don't have your coins in a DeFi wallet, that snapshot is going to happen, and you're not going to get your free copy, which is an airdrop. But before we get into that, viewers, people want to hear about some TA on just the market, your market analysis, which has been spot on for the past year and a half. So, but before we do that, guys, smash that like button, guys. This is free education, entertainment, information, whatever you want to call it. All we ask, guys, smash that like button and subscribe if you like this content, and you're going to get a lot more videos, alpha, and information in the future. So subscribe, but first, please smash that like button. Let's get this out there. And B-Roots, I'll hand that off to you.
Yep, the lines have not changed. It's actually gone exactly how I thought it would go and how I predicted it. So can you see that? I'm not seeing it.
Yep.
There it is. Okay. All right, so let's start off with Bitcoin. Bitcoin, same thing. This, since the last time we streamed, broke out way. We were like playing with this. Let's bring this back down to the daily. Yes. Okay. So we talked about here where I said, hey, I kind of want to see this kind of fill out a little bit more. We did that. We came down and then boom, right back up. But as I said all the other times, it happened a little bit faster than I wanted to. I wanted to be happening it over here, maybe May into June, fill out this area a little bit. Maybe we might go up and just scare people and come fill out this area. It's very possible. But I'm not worried one bit from this because I told you, once we break this line, we're heading to the next line. What did we hit? Oh, wow. The line that I've never moved. We literally hit the exact line, just a little bit above it. And what did I say after that? Every line that we hit, we are going to get rejected from that line. And every bear that's bearish is going to say the exact same thing. Oh, I told you so. This is that. This is that. Follow the lines. We break above one line, we go to the next. You don't go up forever. You're going to get break up. You're going to go down. And you're going to test this line. So be prepared for a 25.
Sorry about that. You got a dog barking.
So be prepared for a $25,000 Bitcoin. That's simple, mate. We're heading down there now. It's not going to happen all in one shot. It'll probably happen over the next couple of weeks where we go up, we hit this route, maybe we come back up, and then we go like to the next line. When we get to this line, be prepared for a rejection. We are not going to just burst right through this. We're going to come down and everyone's going to be saying, oh, this is it. And what you see is what's happening is we told you back here to get in, like not to get in, not financial advice, but we told you back here different areas to come test that, which was the 300-week moving average. This thing is moving up. It is now at 19,266. So even if this whole thing was a bull trap, I do not think we're going below this line right here. This is the like the bull market support. We have broken out of it. If we decide we want to come back and retest that, which I don't think we do, but if we do, this is my safe point. Like this is opportunity in my opinion. But I think right now we're just breaking up. We're going to correct down to this line, test this out, make sure this is what we want to do. Maybe April, sometime in April, May, bounce back up, break that, go to the next line, get rejected, come back down. Maybe we even reject this whole line and scare everybody and come back down to here. Very possible. And then go back up, break it. And before you know it, whoa, we're back in the halving. We're in this territory going for this line during the halving. So that's how I see it. This is nothing but everything that we've been talking about way when we started our Bitcoin, our Crypto King show on YouTube. It's playing out to the T, inverse head and shoulders. It's happening. The targets for this.
So what's that
Is
next
that line
above?
right there? That's the target for this whole pattern coming down here is literally up here. Don't worry. I'm not worried.
What's that number? Oh my gosh.
So what I did, I'll draw it out just for, a lesson. I take a line and I look at where the line is for the inverse head and shoulders. I like to go down to the actual bottom. Some people do it, where the most points hit. I do it for the bottom just because Bitcoin likes to go a little higher. So that low is 15,479. So I'll take 15,476. That's good enough. I will line it, measure all the way up to the actual shoulders. So you can see right here, this is where the shoulders are at. And that's where it's all meeting. I'll make that a line. And then you take the bottom of those shoulders, or the bottom to the shoulders, and that gives you your targets. So 35,000 is where that target lies. Ian and his dogs are getting killed. So with that said, that line, Ian, is at 36,000.
Gotcha. Yeah, sorry about that, man. I am at a buddy's house because I'm getting windows installed at mine. So apologize for the dog barking. But go ahead. Let's see the challenge. Man, we are getting raided in the chat by ZEUS. But go ahead, brother. Show us the challenge. Where are you at? And is Loop in your challenge? I was thinking about that the other day because that is a project that I have switched over some funds to that. And the gains I've gotten on that have been ridiculous. Is that in the challenge?
Loop is not in the challenge. It should be. It really should be. But I would have traded probably my Sombra for Loop. Open leverage maybe. Loop is doing very well, but Loop I just have in a side wallet of just killing it with gains. But I wish I would have put that in the challenge. I would be sitting over higher than 48,000 for that. But yeah, it's going good. It's fine. You know why? Like these coins, because they're first cycle coins, they do not react to the swings of Bitcoin as much, just because they're new narratives. So they don't get hit as much, and that's why you see me still sitting almost to a double. About 10, 15, probably 20% from a double. But you can see the chart just looks good. It's just going up to the right. Had a little dip right here to 38,000 and just boomed up another 10,000. So looks good. I did go back into Alliance Block. So as you can see, I put my money back into Alliance Block and I am up on that investment. So it was a good thing because I had $3,500 worth of Alliance Block and now it's sitting at $5,400. So I bought the dip and it's doing its thing. So that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah, man. I mean, for the dip that happened and just going up, I think that's pretty good at 2x. And obviously these are layer ones, man. So I think as the markets continue to rise, as time goes on, I mean, I if you had Loop in there, man, you'd be over at 2x. So that's a good play, man. And if you guys joined into one of our AMAs, you would have got that early alpha, just like last week's Shill Tank. A lot of you guys missed that alpha. You'd have got an 18x just in a couple of days. So, but B-Roots, I know we have a lot of people in the audience. They just want to know about Shill Tank. I have people reaching out, or PulseChain. They want to know about what is PulseChain because a lot of people just don't know about the ecosystem. They've obviously seen Hex. They've seen a lot of people have become millionaires, a lot, even more or unrealized millionaires in Hex. But there is a ecosystem that a layer one is dropping that is a fork of Ethereum that everything that you hold, all your ERC20 tokens that you hold in a DeFi wallet, when you bridge it over or when you switch over to PulseChain, you are going to get a 1-for-1 copy airdrop, a free airdrop coming. Obviously, the liquidity won't be as high, but with time, there is a bot that is going to fill up that liquidity. And most people just have no idea what it is, how they can buy it, how they can get involved in it. So I just think it's a really good stream and a good time for you to shed light, especially with the launch of PulseChain being any day, any moment, to be honest. So just kind of give your 2 cents. I'll give my 2 cents of what I did. I have not sacrificed. I am not sacrificed in PulseChain. I did not know about it. I wasn't around like that deep in crypto then. B-Roots, obviously, you have sacrificed for it. You were in Hex. I would say you're a big player in the ecosystem as far as what you got. So I mean, people got your wallets, so it's no surprise. But anyways, just talk about from your perspective what you would do if you were in my situation, and then I'll just kind of put my 2 cents in what my plan is for the launch of PulseChain.
So we know that there's 3 things we know. We know that Hex is going to be able to be traded pre-launch. When I say pre-launch, it'll be at, you'll be able to trade 3 coins: PulseX, PulseChain, Hex. Those 3 coins. Before any other trading goes on, those 3 coins you're allowed to swap with other people on change and do whatever you want to do. So we know that for a fact. We know that there will be a bridge to be able to bring your own funds on and swap with PulseChain as you see fit, or how much you ever want to do. With that, though, we don't know when the bridge will be. In my opinion, most likely there will not be a bridge right at launch. It's just not happening. So it will be a old school ratio trading atmosphere. I will trade you this many Pulse for this many Hex. I will trade you this many Shiba for this many Pulse. I will trade you this many ZEUS for this many Pulse. Or I'll trade you the other way for this many PulseX, or whatever you want to do. It will not have a dollar cost. You will not be able to say PulseChain is worth this much money, and I'm going to give you $10 of this. Everything that you guys are used to seeing, it will be nothing like that. There will be many that get wrecked, and there will be many that come with deals and be like, damn, I can't believe I got that much. Some idiot just swapped me this for this. That's how it will be like. So knowing those things right there, what do I do? What would I do if I didn't sacrifice? Well, you got ratio trading. Everybody and their mom's going into Hex. You got some people selling Hex, but some people they're already in Hex. You got some people that are probably in SHIB trying to play that extra, that off game. Because I was in that band also. So they're trying to find different ERC20s that you can swap to. Because remember, it's a copy. So everything will be copied over to PulseChain. So if you have a bunch of Hex, your Hex will be copied over to PulseChain. If you have a bunch of SHIB, your SHIB will be copied over to PulseChain. If you got a bunch of Chainlink, Uniswap, doesn't matter what the coin is you have. If it's an ERC20 token, it will be swapped over to PulseChain. So your goal and mindset and thinking is, what is everyone else not doing? Because the candle will be opposite if everyone's doing the same thing. If I'm taking all my Hex and I'm putting it all to PulseChain, the Hex to PulseChain chart, just that chart, don't look at any other chart. The Hex to PulseChain chart, if everyone took their Hex and swapped it to PulseChain, it would be to the negative side on Hex. It would be to the positive side on PulseChain. Just on that right alone, do you understand that point right there? Because I can't go any further if you don't understand that point. Ian.
Are you okay?
I've asked you.
You're like talking to the audience.
Do you?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. I mean, like you said, you're gonna have to figure out what the best ratio is, and it's gonna constantly be changing.
Correct. So if there's more people selling Hex, your value that you get for your Hex to your PulseChain is going to be less. For the person who's holding PulseChain, if everyone's selling their Hex, if I hold PulseChain and I want some Hex, my ratio is going to be great because I want PulseChain and everyone's selling their Hex to me. So look at it as a seesaw. You got a seesaw that's Hex, and you got a seesaw of PulseChain. If everyone's selling their Hex, what happens? This is the Hex, remember. This is what that ratio looks like. So that means you will get less PulseChain because your Hex is worth less. But if you're holding PulseChain, you will get more Hex because your PulseChain is worth more. So as those ratios are going like this, it might go like this at one point in time. You're like, whoa, PulseChains be able to do that. So you're going to have to be paying attention to those boards. So now that we know that, and everyone's looking at Hex, so the big community of Hex is all in Hex. They're not going to go into anything else. You have your house. Go ahead.
You don't think they'll go into PulseChain? The Hex people? Like
I think it's going to be very, very wishy-washy. And here's the thing. This is why you need to come up with your game plan now. You hit swap on Ethereum, we're like, yeah, we got time. Let me cancel that transaction. Let me double check and cancel it. Because you have all the time in the world because it's slow as dirt. With PulseChain, as soon as you hit swap, you better not look this way, look that way, turn around because it's already going to be swapped. So when you make that decision, there is probably very little time to go in to cancel it. You're going to get wrecked if you made the wrong decision. So forget that. I do think it's going to be an even, like there's going to be a lot of hexagons because you got to remember that the sacrifice price of hex was around 17 cents for the day one people. The problem is their hex, the ratio that they got hex for PulseChain, they can double their hex at this price right now. Again.
Especially if PulseChain's flying.
Again. Because remember, they sold their hex for 17 cents and got PulseChain. Now we're talking about ratio swapping. If parity comes before we know it, and the parity comes right away and meets us at 8 cents, that's actually another double if you want hex. Do you get that?
Yeah.
Because your trade was I sold hex at 17 cents
and got PulseChain, and now
hex is worth 8 cents, and I sell my PulseChain at an 8 cents hex.
Yeah,
now
it's basic math.
It's basic math. So that's if there's parity. Anything less than that is literally even more gains for you to do that. So you don't know the ratio of people that are in hex, if they want more hex, or if there's enough people in PulseChain. You might see a big dump on that hex to PulseChain ratio. It's possible. I don't think we will, but it's very possible. All you need is a couple whales to do the exact same thing. That's all it takes. A couple of whales to do the exact same thing to scare everybody. So my opinion, for someone that sacrificed, I'm just enjoying the show. I'm good. I'm cool. For those who didn't sacrifice, you got to come up with a game plan. And the game plan for me, the best game plan, I know what everyone's thinking. Everyone's thinking the best game plan is to go to hex. And I do think that is a game plan, and that's probably a good game plan. But you might not get as much PulseChain as you think you are going to get. It's very possible because people might be selling it. So when I go with hex, what would I do? What would I personally do? I'm sitting with no PulseChain sacrifice. I would, this is me, once again, not financial advice, just what I would do. I would take my PulseChain, or excuse me, my hex, or excuse me, sorry, start all over. I would take how much value I have. Say I've got $100,000. I would split that right in half. I would take $50,000, and I personally, I would put it into hex, and I would leave that as an area to have a hex. My other $50,000, I am actually keeping it in Ethereum or USDC. Why? Because when that bridge comes, there might be more people doing the hex way than this way, than just leaving it in Ethereum. Or there might be people willing to put the bridge, they waiting for the bridge first, than there is in hex. If you choose one way and the other way wins, you're probably going to be upset. If you're like, nah, everybody's going to just wait for everyone's going to go into hex, I'm just going to wait in the bridge, and the bridge doesn't come out for a week, and you're sitting there watching the price go up, you're going to be pissed. Or if you go into hex and that ratio just goes, and you're just like, man, why didn't I just hold into, should just hold in Ethereum and USDC and just bought that, because that ratio is going to be 10 times better than this hex ratio. You're going to be pissed. So what is the best way not to be pissed? Do both. There is one other way you can go about it. And you could buy like a SHIB or a Chainlink or a high liquid ERC20 token. Here's the thing. If you're going in with a lot of money, it's probably not going to work out in your favor. Why? Because it's probably only going to be anywhere from 1 to 5% of liquidity added to that coin. This is the key, liquidity. So if there's let's say If there's $1 million in liquidity and SHIB right now in the pools, I don't know what it is, but let's just say it's $1 million. 1 to 3% is not a lot. It's very little. So if you're playing with $300, $500, $1,000, you're probably going to be fine. If you're a big baller and you're playing with 100,000, 300,000, 500,000, and you take that money and you put it into SHIB now, and then you try to swap that over, remember, in the beginning, it's only going to be 1 to 5% of liquidity added. The liquidity for PulseChain, and this is the one thing everyone forgets and doesn't think about, the liquidity is added little by little over time. Why? So you don't just take your coins and just sell and just create a big dump fest. No, Richard Hart's going to be smart about it, and over time add more and more and more. That's why it's the most liquid to start off, but over time it does become the most liquid DEX, because then all that liquidity is finally added to every single pair on PulseChain. That's what makes it very successful. But it's not going to happen right away. Richard Hart's just not going to put all the liquidity from the Ethereum side and put it over to the PulseChain side and allow you just to freaking have an airdrop and just run away with the money. It's not, you can't protect the price of PulseChain by doing that. So that is the one thing that you want to be careful with, is saying, hey, I'm going to go over here and go over there and do it with this. It's probably not going to work out in your favor. Those who sacrifice for PulseChain has the best case scenario, like what they want to do, what they can do. Sit back and they're in the best situation. Those who are not, you have to come up with a game plan for what you want to do to get more PulseChain.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I see a lot of questions, viewers. We're not going to answer any right now. We'll save it. Let me kind of give my 2 cents.
We can answer. I got time, bro. If they're related to what I was just talking about,
they are.
It's probably best to do it.
All right, then we'll just do it right now, and then I'm going to give you guys my plan as well. Let's see.
Super chats, though, answer them first if there are any super chats.
Yeah, if you guys do super chats, you're going to get way more love. I feel like, hold on. I feel like eHex and pHex won't be the same price. They might just be paired at a fixed ratio, like 1 to 3, for example, and move together in sync.
Very possible. They don't have to be parity. They don't have to be the same price. You're 1,000% right on that. I think the Hexicans will choose the PulseChain side. So I do think over time the PulseChain side will be higher. I also do think that people will be surprised. But I do think there will be a hex dump on the Ethereum side, personally. I do think that. I think parity can happen a lot lower than what people think, not to scare anybody. It is what it is. I do think that there will be some surprising numbers thrown out there. Here's the one thing I really guarantee is going to happen. We'll get to like 10 cents and the parity happens or so close to it, and everyone's like, there's our double. 20 cents, we're at 20 cents. But really, we're not. You just got the two assets. And if you bought Hex and held it through the copy, that's how you get your price. It could be at 50 cents and 50 cents at $1, and you're going to be bragging about, we're at a $1 Hex. Not really how it should go, but that's how people like to make it look like they're winning or make it look like they're right. And in reality, they are right if they're liquid. It is at $1 if you have both. But for the person that gets in after snapshot, you can't have that language. Oh, we're at $1 because it's at $1 on PulseChain and it's $1 on Ethereum. It doesn't work that way. It's either it's a price or not. That's how I look at it. So I do not. I won't buy Maxi at all. I won't buy Maxi. I won't buy Hedron. If I'm in Hex, I just buy Hex. Personally, I don't think Maxi and Hedron. I don't think that will ever take off as far as adoption, just because it is hard for people to understand hex, and then you throw in Maxi and Hedron in the case, and people's minds just gets all discombobulated. So I it's just, to me, it's not worth my time. Not to mention I'm already staked anyways, and I'm not really staking anymore. For eternity. I'm done. 15 years and out of the system. That's me. After a minute, every quarter, pulling out as long as it's over a certain price.
Do you think Pulse pump on market launch, huge crash Q2, consolidate, and then end huge go?
Yeah, we'll talk about that when we get to our Ethereum section.
Corey says liquidity, I think, was going to be the biggest issue. I don't know who wants to sell their Pulse chain.
Yep, I agree. It's the one thing that nobody's seeing. That is the fun event, Corey. The fun event is you can't cash out. This was the biggest joke ever. Huge flop. I already see that coming. I tweeted about that months ago, that this is how it's going to run. That was a joke. It's going to be a big pump, big dump, FUD, accumulation, pump, in that order. So it's 1,000% what's going to happen. And liquidity is going to be the big FUD that everyone's going to be talking about. There's no bridge in the beginning. It's all BS. You can't even get your money out. This was stupid. There's no liquidity. Big wallets can't even buy or sell. It's only small wallets that can go in and out for $100, $200, $300 here and there. This is BS. You know, I already see that coming. Already see that coming. What if I want to hollow pulse hex and everything until my bags make me retire? Everyone's talking about ratio swapping, and I just want to hodl. Nothing wrong with that. Just don't.
How are you going to get that pulse? So.
Well, he probably already has a
he sacrificed. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with hodling. There's something wrong with hodling to death. That's where I step in and be like, man, there's a fine line. You gotta find that line, and only you can answer this question. I have a chart. You can't see it right there. My whole game plan of PulseChain for the next 8 years. You can't see it.
I can see it. I see that reflection, bro.
No, you're not gonna see it.
Oh, I saw it, bro. He looked. Nah, look, like don't hodl too long, guys. Yeah. Anyways, all right.
No, but there is a game plan. You act like I can't see myself in reflection, bro.
You got nervous though. You look.
I look that way. I'm like,
look, man. Look. If you sacrifice and you're chilling, like you got your hex, you got your pulse, you sacrifice for PulseX, I would be chilling too, you know, and I would have a game plan for taking profits, you know, down the road in the peak of the bull, however you want to play that out. But for someone like myself and a lot of people probably on this stream, we're going to have to find the best way to get the biggest bag of pulse. That is my main goal. I have money set aside. I have my money that I'm like, this is all going to PulseChain. And I need to find the way to capitalize and get the biggest bag of PulseChain I possibly can. So that's where the ratio swapping. And for me, and we'll answer a few more questions. I got Hex. I bought Hex when, you know, I knew the news was coming out soon. It was a no-brainer play. Got it right around 5.5 cents. Put a huge bag in that. Let that thing go up and took profit on the double. And I actually took some of that aside because I used some tax money. Probably not the smartest idea, but I knew it was a no-brainer play. Like I just felt confident with it. B-Roots felt confident with it. It was good. Anyways, I got my bag and I have Hex and I swapped the other half of that for a stable coin, USDC, because I know there's going to be a bridge. Now, the thing about bridges is they mess up. bridges, especially when you have volume coming in like that, there will be a bridge to be able to buy PulseChain. But, Richard Hart holds a lot of DAI. Right now I have USDC. I can swap that over for something else if I think it's a better opportunity. But I have 60% of my holdings in Hex because I did play around with the test net, and it's just, I don't know if it's going to be even the best ratio, but if I can get in earlier before 5 or 10X's, it's still better than waiting for a bridge that might have issues. It might not, it might be flawless. It might just be able to bridge over, buy pulse, bam. But I'm prepared for both directions, because if that bridge is being slow, something messes up with it, it doesn't come out till late, I'm able to still secure a bag with my Hex to be able to get PulseChain. And then I'm going to wait with my stables, and I'm going to see which one's the best, get that stable, swap it over to that, bridge it over, and swap for Pulse. That is my personal game plan for the upcoming launch.
Buy that Pulse, put them bad boys in your ledgers.
Yep, and get ledgers.
And get yourself some ledgers.
Get yourself some ledgers. You got 3 ledgers, bro. Don't be trading on your phone. It took me a long time to transition from trading on my phone, and I still got my 8 bag on my phone, which B-Roots gives me a hard time about. But it's just a couple ETH in there that if you're on the go and you get some early alpha, you got to just swap right there. You can't walk around with your computer and run and connect to Wi-Fi, because that's sketchy in itself. But yeah, get a MetaMask, learn how to use a ledger, put it all on there. 100% agree. Delete it off your phone. I agree.
What was I gonna say? How do you monitor your coins? I monitor my coins through Dex Tools. So Dex Tools allows you to favorite your coins, and it will show you what coins you're in and the price, and then go from there. Believe it or not, I'm not in that many coins. A lot of people think I am, but right now I'm currently at 1, 2, 3. I guess you could say 4. It's not really that big, but 4.
B-Roots used to be a serial aper. Now he's a PulseChain max.
6. So I'm in 6 coins right now, but and that doesn't count my 330,000 to 2 million challenge. But just like coins that I'll go in and out of, and that includes Hex of my liquid Hex. I'm in 7 coins. 7. So I'm in 7 coins right now. So it doesn't take much for me to know where I'm in. Don't think I have like 100 coins and I'm like over here trying to like figure all that out. No. There also is a CoinGecko app on Apple iPhone. I don't know if it's on Android, because I don't have an Android, but that allows you to take how many coins you have in that, and they'll give you a portfolio tracker. So it's like a CoinGecko portfolio tracker that you use.
And I do mine even. Brandon gave you a huge shout out before we read that. Or you could do it a little more ghetto and just keep all your tabs open on your computer and check it every day. But no, it's better to favorite it.
I still have a bunch of tabs open, but the favorites.
Anyway, big shout out to B-Roots from Brandon Miles. I'm a B-Roots OG. Secret sauce classes were clutch back then. Wouldn't be here now if it wasn't for them. Bro, what's a secret sauce class?
Man,
what's the secret sauce class?
They don't even know about that. They don't even know about that.
Is PulseChain a secret sauce?
Absolutely.
It is.
PulseChain was a secret sauce back then. People think it was the Godwell was the only one pumping the price of Hex back then. No, sir. See, a lot of people don't understand that B-Roots has some pull back then. Like B-Roots gathered a group of just straight up like meme coin maxis, bro. And I used to charge for these classes, but they were just classes on music. It's almost no different than a regular
you get it on Shill Tank or show. Yeah.
So I would charge for it, just to let people know what I think. And everyone always wanted to know my thoughts on SHIB. And that was me with SHIB. Like I was like, listen, guys, I think the SHIB run is over. I was like, I think that this was close to the top. It was close to the top. And I was like,
Not completely there. You had one more big pump after that.
there was another 10x pump on that. But still, I was like, you know what, man? I was like, I'm not trying to be an ass, but yes, I'm out of SHIB. And then there was Hawk. Hawk was another coin that did like 100x from that. So many people were just like, oh, I'm a Hawk too. So they throwing shit.
Yeah.
Like, you got the shit people pissed off. What the fuck are y'all doing? I was on the Hawk. Hawk just went woo. Hawk just went crazy. And I was like, all right, guys, like, let me hold this secret sauce class. And I said, my following started getting bigger because of SHIB. And it wasn't even that big. Like, I'm talking like 5,000-6,000 people at the time, but it was like a loyal, straight up 5-6. They weren't all about the likes and the retweets, but I knew they were watching. And there was a secret sauce class, and I said, I'm gonna do a secret sauce class. I think I charged like,
what did you charge?
I don't even remember. It might have been like $250 for
a month.
No, just for the class.
Oh, one class.
I mean, it was like a 6-hour class. Like I spent the whole day with the people. Like it wasn't let's do it. Like no, it was. I sat there for 6 hours answering questions. Like it was worth $250. Like in my opinion, I was worth well more than $250 for the 6 hours that I spent with people. So, and I was cool with that because they were my OGs. They're loyal, my loyal fans. And if you did a previous secret sauce class, I think I did like half off. Like you didn't have to pay the whole thing. But I was split in between two classes because there's so many people, and I was like, I can't answer all these questions on one time. So I think it was like 2 or 3 classes I did at the time. And it was just straight up this. I said, listen, I'm out of SHIB. I've made millions. I know you guys all know my wallet and all that stuff. Like you see me cash out, you see me all that. And I said, there's an ecosystem that you guys need to know about that's going to be big. And I explained them every reason why I was bullish on PulseChain. And people never heard of it. And it was like they just didn't know. And I explained that secret sauce class. And Hex was probably around like anywhere from 4 to 6 cents at that time because it broke that 1 penny. And SHIB was just like at the right time. And I was like, this is perfect. This is the perfect time. It's like, bam, pull it out. That was like the top of the market at that time. That was just after everybody, when Richard Hart called the top on the day. It wasn't that much longer than that. So you got to realize that meme coins and altcoins after Bitcoin tops has a 30 to 35 day run after Bitcoin tops. So that was, that time period where I did the secret sauce class and everything was just like going. I was just like, we need to calm down and just like woosah for a second. And I did the class. And I said, this is going to sound crazy, but I'm sacrificing. I'm going to split it in 3s. I'm going to keep money for myself, which nobody did. But I said, I'm keeping money for myself because I'm going to be good if this the top, I can chill. I'm going to buy me some Hex and I'll sacrifice it for PulseChain. And then we'll I'll still be in the meme coin game, but I'll figure it out after that. And there was a good amount of people that was like, yeah, I'm going to do the same. I'm going to do the same. So that's why I saw like Brandon Miles is probably sitting good because he probably did he probably never heard of it. And that's when I was like, I'm cool. Because this is what I'm saying about taking profits. People laugh at me and they're like, oh, you just pump and dump, blah, 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 blah. I took money for myself. I'm able to go on vacations. I'm able to have fun. I'm able to do what I want to do. And I reinvested the others. So I was able to do that all through SHIB, but I was smart with it. And that's the difference. You got to be smart with it. And that's what the laws of meme coins teach us. So
guys,
man, that's cool. Miles.
So you would usually be paying $250 for this hour-long class, and you're getting it for free. So all we ask is smash the like button. Come on, man. Smash it up.
And all that money I got, I just to let you know, it went to the PulseChain sacrifice. So it went straight into the PulseChain sacrifice. So people are going to go nuts when PulseChain launches. I'm going to sit back, relax, and take notes. 1 1,000%. I'm going to have, right now I've got 3 computer monitors and a laptop. I'm going to have PulseX on one, PulseChain. No, actually, I'm going to have Ethereum Hex, PulseX, PulseChain, and then with Ethereum Hex, PulseX, PulseChain, and then PulseX on all monitors.
Bro, don't worry about
Something
PulseX.
does go my way, I am going to do a swap. Really, the only swap that I think that will go my way to where I'm like, hell yeah, I'll do it, is my PulseChain to PulseX swap. If PulseX gets to a certain amount and people are dumping PulseX heavy to go into PulseChain, that chart is going to be like crazy. So I will be watching that. That will be the one that's in front of me the most. And if it gets to a certain ratio that I am completely fine with doing, I will do it. So
I mean, I'm not even gonna try to get PulseX. More people sacrifice for it, but I'm good.
yeah, I mean,
PulseChain.
I have PulseX also. It's not nothing. Everyone knows I'm not that bullish on PulseX, so I am sorry if you only swap for PulseX.
But it's a way to get PulseChain, so it's good for them.
Even no matter what that swap is, I still do think it will be a better swap
than Hex.
No, it won't be. Definitely not better than Hex. Then Ethereum, it's a chance your PulseX swap could be better than the bridge swap. It all depends. It all depends. Man, you probably already know what those coins are.
Straight up, man.
All you wallet trackers, man, y'all know all my moves before I even make the move. As soon as I approve a coin, they probably dump before me. I gotta approve a coin before that because y'all
dumping your tweet.
Yeah,
they dump it on your tweet, bro.
Right. Why is my plan for the next 8 years? The reason my plan is for the 8 years is because I plan on holding for at least 2 cycles. So I've got a plan for the first cycle. I've got a plan for 8 years from now. And I've got a plan for validating. So I've got plans. And if my plans don't work out, I've got secondary plans. Either way, the only way my plan doesn't go well is within 2 years, PulseChain is the biggest flop there is. There's nothing that's part of my plans is PulseChain flopping. But if it does, I'll be good. I'll be good.
Back to SHILLTANK. Searching for gems.
The beavers have a good ratio. Like what ratio would you trade Hex for Pulse? Hex for Pulse.
Just depends what
Pulse
what Pulse is at, right?
Hex for Pulse.
Depends where Pulse is at.
Hex for Pulse. Hex for Pulse.
2-1? No.
Hex for Pulse. So majority of my Hex is actually staked. So that's not going to happen. So that doesn't matter. So I definitely won't be doing a Hex to Pulse. Mainly reason, like my PulseChain liquid bag is a swing trading bag. It is a trading bag. I don't, just hold liquid Hex. That's just me. Pulse for Hex. Ooh, you would have to give me a lot of freaking Hex for me to do that. I would need to see.
You're getting some hate on PulseX.
I would need to see like for a billion
4x
for a billion Hex or a billion Pulse. I want to see like 50 million Hex, something stupid like that. That shit ain't happening, but yeah, that would be my number. I am a PulseChain guy more than a Hex guy. Just want to let y'all know that I do have Hex. I am staked out with Hex. But if you had to ask me and put a gun to my head and say you're only allowed to go with one, and I'll let you keep the other. I would keep PulseChain over Hex. Now that would would hate me for that. But to be honest with you, whether you want to take Liquid and you say, oh, it's because you got more PulseChain, that's actually not true. If you listened to my story earlier, you would realize how I did things. It's actually not true. I probably have more Hex right now than PulseChain. So depending on the price that you got into, you're just hating. So,
well, they're hating.
Why aren't you bullish on PulseX? Gosh, I knew the PulseX crew would come strong because they're the biggest part of
they're so mad, bro.
Part of the community. Here's the thing, man. Like, if you own, I'm not bearish on PulseX. I'm not bearish on it. I'm not. It sucks. I'm not in that band. The band that I'm in is just the reality band because I have both. So why am I more bullish on PulseChain than I am on PulseX? Which I could be wrong, but I just don't think I am. Anyone that got in the PulseChain got in the PulseX. You can't say it the other way around. It's that simple. Anyone that got in the PulseChain got in the PulseX. Everybody that got in the PulseX did not get into PulseChain. So majority of people just heard it a little too late, which is okay. That is okay. You are still better than the ones that will be buying the bags a year from now. You'll be fine. It'll be okay. It's not gonna be that bad. So with that mindset right there, it is very obvious that your main goal, the reason why that person put so much in PulseX, is because they want to put a portion of that money into PulseChain. It's that simple. There is no reason for that. So the best way to get some of the action was to get into PulseX. I even know some whales in Hex that were like, man, I should have put more into PulseChain. And what do? They sacrifice more into PulseX. There is a huge amount of those people. How do I know?
What's the number for PulseX?
I think it's like 100.
Crazy.
I think it's like 100. It's over 100,000 wallets. But PulseChain wallets is what, 38? Or was it 42,000? Anyway, 38 to 42,000. So that difference right there is that 60, 70,000 people did not get into PulseChain. So if you just tell me, I'm not even going to say all of those 60,000, which I'm pretty sure it is, but I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and just say half. That is still 30,000 wallets that will somehow interact with the PulseX to PulseChain pair. I don't think there will be 30,000 wallets of the 38,000 wallets that we just talked about PulseChain that will match that to buy PulseX. So just off of the math alone, that seesaw just went real fast.
But it's an exchange token that will basically generate yield from all swaps.
It doesn't matter.
Bro.
It doesn't matter. The point is 70,000 people plus people want PulseChain. That's simple. Don't tell me that I would like a raise of hands of somebody who said, no, I'm not sacrificing for PulseChain. I'm waiting for that exchange coin. I'm waiting to see that person that did that and said, the exchange coin is going to be better. Yep. You know why? Because the PulseX rule, it wasn't out at the time. So your mindset's completely different. Now that the coin came out, PulseX, and people go, no, your mindset wasn't, yeah, I'm doing it. I guarantee you, if PulseChain and PulseX was the same rate when they first came out, your statement would be 1,000% correct. People would be bullish on it. But the fact that it came out at a later date and all the tokenomics came out at a later date, that allows you to think that way. You think that way because that makes you feel better. And that is okay if that's what you do to make yourself feel better. but that is not the reality of how it was, how the whole sacrifice part came out. So in the beginning, the seesaw for PulseChain, which is this arm right here, and PulseX, which is this arm right here, will go like this. 100% will go like that. Now, at what rate do I say, hey, B Roots, I want to buy PulseX because that's such a good-ass deal? In my opinion, is at least 5-1. I will not sell my PulseX for PulseChain unless I see it greater than a 5-1. It might not happen, but that's the only way I personally, that's just me, would feel good about that trade. Because I already own PulseChain, I already own PulseX, so it's just not going to benefit me. So that's my market. That's how I feel about it. That doesn't necessarily make you think that. Don't say, oh, B Roots is waiting for 5, and I'm going to go 4, and you could have got a 3. That's just me. If I see a 3 and a 4, and it doesn't get to 5, I might not even do it at a 5. That's the thing. That's just for me to even start looking and start thinking about it. Other people might want a 3. That's good for them. That's all on them. I'm cool with that. But the reason why for me personally is that I go with history. And history has always stated that the layer 1 is always the coin to go. You need the layer 1. You need that gas. You need that to make transactions. So that is the key to the whole ecosystem, not necessarily PulseX. PulseX is not the key. Why? Because this bitch can get listed on Kraken on day 1. Coinbase day 1. Binance day 1. MEXC day 1. BKX on day 1. What other exchanges on day 1? What does that do for PulseX? In the beginning, those exchanges had to buy off of PulseX. Absolutely. We're on the same page right there. That is bullish for PulseX. But over time, as those on and off boards get all that PulseChain from people like me, maybe I want to sell a couple 100 million PulseChain on the Kraken. Why would I do it on Kraken and not on PulseX? Because that's my off-ramp. And it's maybe cheaper. And I'll just go on Kraken, and maybe I got a deal. Maybe I'm on the pro account. Maybe it costs me 0% fees. Maybe I have a deal with them. And I go to Kraken, and they get my PulseChain instead of PulseX. So guess what? Is PulseX as bullish over time? Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. But when those exchanges come into play, PulseX gets a little less bullish. That is the only reason I say it has to be a certain amount. So it's just, I've got PulseX. I've got my PulseChain. But for anyone that doesn't have PulseChain to PulseX, they're not seeing the whole picture. And that's the reason why I think that seesaw, when it starts going like this, what do people do? Look at the price of Hex right now. People sell red candles. It's that simple. They sell red candles. And when they see it, they're going to be like, maybe I should do what everyone else is doing. And that's just the reality of markets. Love you all. You guys are all in here. You all hit the likes button. You all smashed the retweet. You all commented. You did all that. But markets say that people follow the herd. And the herd will be selling PulseX, in my opinion.
Yeah. And for me, with a limited amount of money that I'm ready to invest in the ecosystem, obviously I'm going for PulseChain. I'm not even going to mess with it. I might be wrong, but like you said, man, everything you touched on is just affirming why I would do what I'm going to do. So, sorry, I had a little change up out here. Can you guys hear me good?
Yeah. You're
okay,
good.
Cool. So the next question, how many X's do you think PulseChain will do in the first cycle? And that's going to kind of bring us up to our next topic. We talked about PulseChain. We can even cover more of this on our Thursday stream, but let's talk about like the potential that PulseChain has and just what you see it doing in the first cycle.
This is what I'll do.
Yeah, let's look up.
I won't give you my information on that. So I just won't. Everyone's throwing out 10 to 14,000 X. Over time, yes. First cycle, no. I'll just end it at that. Everyone's throwing out that number. It's not going to, in my opinion, it doesn't pull a hex. So,
but it could.
Yeah, it could. It could. I'll never say never in crypto, but I wouldn't bet on it. So that's just my opinion. I know people are like, oh, you're so bearish, blah blah blah. I get it, 100% get it, but just I don't think that. So with that said, let's go on Ethereum. What I think is going to happen. Am I sharing screen?
Not yet. Someone asked right here, and I'll answer this question. Do you think there'll be value in Colt on PulseChain? Yeah, everyone's gonna get their 1-for-1 copy, and liquidity is not going to be there in the beginning, but over time, it's going to grow.
I don't
absolutely. You don't think so?
No, I know it won't. Matter of fact, I'm selling my Colt on day one on PulseChain.
Really?
It is what it is. It doesn't work the same. Number one, you want to be on one chain, with PulseChain, with Colt. You don't want to be on PulseChain. So that liquidity that gets put in there, I'm selling that here. I'm selling it. Gone. Why? 13 ETH for a proposal is a lot of money. 13 PulseChain ain't shit. So if you understand the ecosystem and the way it works, you do these, proposals, and your 13 ETH, you sell the 15.5 ETH, the 2.5 gets burned, and then the 13 ETH goes to the proposal to make money off of. Well, because it's a direct copy, PulseChain is ETH. So the contract is a direct copy. So instead of saying 13 ETH, it'll say 13 PulseChain. Well, if PulseChain is worth a penny, congratulations on your investment for 13 cents worth of that investment. It doesn't work the same. So, no, it won't have any value on PulseChain.
I gotcha. That makes sense.
It won't have any value on PulseChain. So, sell it. You won't get much for it, but sell it. You might get a couple bucks here and there. Not that big a deal. Am I sharing?
No.
Okay, let me do this here. Present. Share screen. Bam. Bam. Let's take a trip down memory lane. Ethereum launch is this right here. The Ethereum, you had to sacrifice your Bitcoin for Ethereum. One Ethereum each at that time was worth 33 cents. 33 cents. At the launch of Ethereum, it went up to $3.52. So you don't see the candle here, but that's basically what it went. Started at 33 cents and then made its way up to here. Then it tanked. This is not the real price of 64 cents. It went up, tanked some more, tanked some more, tanked some more, down to 42 cents. This is not true. I believe on PulseX, which was a massive exchange back then, went down to 15 cents. So half the price of the actual sacrifice it went down to. So people made a 10x on it right off the bat, and people dumped it, sold it all the way down. When it found its bottom from October 15th, it was nothing but a bull run the whole time. All the way up.
Wow. What was that first number that it hit on that first huge run up it had?
$15. So that's 100x. That was 100x. 1 year later. Well, when did that start? August of 2015 to March 2016. Not even a full year.
100x.
100x. And then bam, bam. Big scare off. But look, when you get this scare off from here to here, that's a lot of money. But when you get in that early, it don't even phase you. And then look.
Whoa. Oh my. Wow.
This is every candle's a day.
Wow. Could you imagine if you just bought that dip like that? Even if you didn't sacrifice and you just bought that dip.
Ready for this? $150. 1000x. We ain't done yet.
Like from where that green line touched when it broke that green line, bro. If you bought that,
still going, bro. Bam. You ready for this? Look how small those candles look. You can't even see them from where we started. We started way back here, guys.
Wow.
You saw when I zoomed in. That was the first candle right there. And as I zoomed in, that's what it looked like. And then Dump Fest.
Man, if you invest big in something like that, it's...
But wait.
Oh my gosh. That's all you need is one of those, B-Roots.
Oh, I had it. It's called Shiv. I can look at that chart and just show you. So look, even when it went up to here, look how small that candle looked that we were just seeing how that gap happened. And the crazy thing is, what I believe we will see is a 2 to 2.5x from the all-time high. 250%. Can't even get that. There we go. Let's do that. I say we stop at like right here. So let's do this. Look how small that thing would look then. That was the first cycle. That's the second cycle. And then that's the third cycle. This right here, the one we just had in the bull market, is going to look like this. And then you're going to be looking up here and you're like, dang, man, if only I put $1 back in here. How people talk about Bitcoin. So this is why, in my opinion, if you have a time period, this was 2015, and I'm saying this probably happens sometimes in 2025, 2024, 2025. So probably about here. That's almost 10 years. I have an 8-year plan. I think PulseChain does what Ethereum can do in a shorter time period. So what took Ethereum 3 cycles to do, it takes PulseChain 2 cycles to do. Why? Very simple. There's more people throwing more money than back here. Back here, crypto was a scam. People weren't sure. Even Bitcoiners are like, yeah, that shit ain't gonna go anywhere. So there's a lot of FUD back here. It just wasn't a thing. It wasn't nothing. But over time, you allowed it to appreciate. But I had a plan for the next 8 years. Even if I was cashing out some right here. What if I cashed out 50%? Let me give you an example. And I'm not telling anyone that this is what you should do. And I'm going to tell you right now, no, this is not my plan. I'm just coming off the top of my head with a scenario. Let's say, just to make it simple, I had $100,000. So $100,000 comes all the way up here, And now let's just say, no, let's make it simple. Let's just say now I have $100,000 up here, and I take out half. So I took out $50,000. I enjoyed myself during this whole time while everyone was crying about the bear market. I'm enjoying myself with my $50,000, but I still have $50,000 worth. It came all the way down here. That $50,000 worth is probably worth about $500, but you're good because you're enjoying your $50,000. Then it goes up another 1,400 to, let's say, 5,000. So what's 14? 3.5x. So now your extra $50,000 worth about, let's say, $200,000 at this height, and then you take out half. So now you have $100,000. So now you get to enjoy yourself double the amount of time that you double yourself here, because you had $50,000 from this top, but now you have $100,000. So now you enjoy yourself even more during this bear market. You're not crying about the price of Hex. You're not crying about this and that. You're cool because now you have $100,000 to work with, but you still have $100,000. Then it goes down 10x, and now it's worth, $10,000. But as it goes up to this, boom, now it's worth
$350,000.
$350,000. And then you take out half, and now
maybe you bought the dip.
See what I mean?
And maybe you bought the dip because you were foolish.
You can buy the dip to do whatever. You know what this is called? I've been preparing people, giving them a strategy for the last 1 year and a half. And just because it says meme coins on it, people want to ignore it. It's called the laws of meme coins, and that's everything I just explained to you. When you hear Richard Hart say, well, you could have sold on the double, 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 sold on the double. You know what that is? The laws of meme coins. That's exactly what that is. And you could have bought that double on the dip and rode it all the way back up. Watch the video, people. Just because it says meme coins does not mean it's geared toward meme coins. It is a strategy to get you out of the rut of, number one, holding a coin and getting wrecked and not being able to mentally be prepared for it. Number two, go out and buy freaking $350 beanies and freaking $1,500 sunglasses and $300 Montclair cologne that I'm about to show you guys. Like you can do whatever you want and do what you choose to do, but you have to take profits. The number one way to come back is actually, even through Hex, you can save down by Hex. I have a different game theory with Hex. If you sold Hex at 40 cents, not even the top, not the 52 cents. If you sold it at 40 cents or took some profit and bought that profit back at 5-cent Hex, not even the top, the bottom, just 5-cent Hex, you would have 8 times, probably I would say, because the T-share is going up, you would have probably 6 to 7 times more T-shares. That's that simple. So
yeah, man.
You only have to do a trade once every 2, 3, 4 years. You don't have to time the bottom, time the top. I'm not saying that. Time the cycles, yeah. There's going to be a certain point in time where everything pumps, and you think you're about to be the next billionaire. Maybe you are. Why not take some profits? You can't follow the herd. So that's just my opinion on this whole philosophy. Yes, PulseChain will do gains. Yes, it will probably mimic this chart, if not faster. Probably will. Hex did it. Why can't PulseChain do it? Sound familiar? So when you do these things, when I drop these secrets, when I do my all that stuff, all that is to get you to listen to what I say. I might even play a song. Notice how my song changes on my list. Listen to the songs. Listen to what they're saying. Maybe they're saying something. Maybe there's a message in there that you don't even see me doing. So many people are turned off by the look, but so many people are watching. And at the same time, you can watch, but the question is, do you listen?
Do you listen and do you put it to practice? Because I'm telling you, man, it's been life changing for me. And you know, I want to just talk about it, right? We got Shill Tank coming up tomorrow, 12:30 Eastern. We're about to announce that. Whether you love meme coins or it's not really your thing, it's practice, man, and it really teaches you what's the meta, what's going on in crypto. You get information, education, and Shill Tank will give you huge entertainment because we have some wild pitches on there, some funny things that go up. But yeah, B-Roots, it's like, it really helps you take the emotions out. And I like that, man, because I didn't know that about Ethereum, that Ethereum is, and I see why your plan is more to 2 cycles now, because look at all those gains you would have missed out on if you just saw, like, bam, I got $500,000 or $1 million, just crazy life-changing money for you. It's going to be tempting to take it out. But if you have that game plan, you've seen the trends of what have happened on similar layer ones. Stick
Yeah,
to the
man.
game
I mean,
plan.
you look at this 5,000x, 15,000x. Probably it's close to 1,000,000x. No,
Can you imagine?
Oh, sorry. 100,000x, close to 100,000x. Like, I don't think people realize how many x's. Most people have never even done like a 10x or 100x. That's the funny thing, is that most people never even witnessed that, so they have no idea what they're going to do. This is the trap many of you guys are going to fall into, and I can't help you because you haven't been psychologically listening to me and paying attention and hearing the things that I've said. A lot of you and a lot of the hexagons will wait for a 10,000x. And I'm going to say this once and only once. And you're probably not going to listen, or you're probably not going to remember it. You will hear 10,000x over and over and over and over and over and over again. And you won't get it. It would suck if you were waiting for a 10,000x and it did a 9,500x. And you see Richard Hart showing you this chart and how every 50 to 60% correction was a good opportunity. And it keeps going down. And it falls another 10%, but really that 10% is another 3x down. And then it's worth almost nothing. And then you fud yourself out of your own bag and sell your shit at a 50x. And then the next cycle comes up and it goes back up. That's usually what happens in crypto. Have a game plan. Have a game plan. Have a game plan.
Have a game plan, execute. And it's just crazy you say that, dude. It's like, it's just, you don't think of that. Some people have never even had a 10x. Never. And, it's crazy. And look at that. Look at something like Ethereum. Like, that's crazy. Imagine 100,000x. I mean, obviously, that's very rare, but it's possible. And obviously, that person who sacrificed for Ethereum was very, very early to cryptocurrency in general. But we are still early. We are still early for mass adoption. There's still gains to be made. But I'll tell you guys something. There's regulation, and there's the people in power. They don't like this. They don't like your average Joe being able to come up and be a multimillionaire. They don't like this wealth transfer. So it's going to end at some point. So all I got to say is take advantage.
So
Take advantage of the
people. PulseX people. Let me give you some love that you never heard B Roots ever say. So if you're just joining, This is a hell of a stream. It's a really good stream, actually. If you're just
we got about 160 people in here, Beards.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Imagine if you bought. Here's this. This is for the PulseX crowd. So chop it up. You know, get your K for K. I want to see a B Roots K for K chop up right here, which is not gonna ever happen, but it'd be pretty funny. But here's for the PulseX people. Just imagine if you sold your PulseX and you were too afraid to sell your PulseX for PulseChain. And I don't think PulseX will do a PulseChain gains. I don't think that. And I'm not trying to convince you to sell your PulseX for PulseChain. I'm just giving you some love for those who will be doing it, or those who will guilt trip those for doing it. Bitcoin at the time or Ethereum at the time of the Bitcoin sacrifice was worth 30 cents. Now imagine, let's say here, let me bring up a calculator here. I've got too many freaking screens. So you got to see this visually to understand what I'm saying. It won't let me throw my calculator in here. Let me try this. Because you got to see this. I really want to show this visually so you can really see what I'm saying. All right. Let me stop my screen share and then see if I can pull it over then. So I'm going to stop it real quick. Bring up my calculator. Won't let me do it. All right. So I'll still get love to PulseChain people or PulseX people. You just can't see it. All right, let me share screen again.
Yep.
All right. You're not going to be able to see this, but if you can take a calculator out right now and you can see what I'm saying. So take your phone out and you can kind of follow along with me. So we do know that the sacrifice price for Ethereum was 30 cents. So let's say you had $100,000. Or let's say $10,000. Let's go to the average Joe. Matter of fact, no. Since the average price was $1,000 or less, you had $1,000 to invest in Ethereum. This is why I don't feel bad for you actually selling the PulseX as long as you're willing to hold a portion. I wouldn't say all, but I personally this is why it doesn't. It's okay, and not the guilt trip people from wanting to go in the PulseChain. So you had $1,000 and you got yourself divided by 0.33, 330 ETH with that $1,000 at the PulseX, right? You decided to take a 50% loss on that in how many ETH you could have or should have had. So let's say instead of you getting it for 33 cents, let's say instead that ETH, you got it for $1. Now, you might feel stupid because you should have bought it at 33 cents and you bought it at $1 and you got ripped off. You would think that back in March of 2015, 100%. Here, it crashed down to 15 cents. Anyone, I don't care what you say, that buys it right here, $1, and it keeps crashing down to 15 cents, think they made the worst decision in their life. Just like kind of what PulseX doing. Just hold your PulseX. You don't gotta swap for PulseChain, blah, blah, blah. I get it. So instead of 330 ETH, you now have 100 ETH. And you're shooting yourself in the foot of what 100 ETH ended up turning into. So those people for PulseChain are looking like this. It's so early. so early. I wish I would have kept my 330 ETH. You think that person's thinking about that at this level right here? I wish they probably were like, damn, I'm a little pissed off because it would have been worth way more money. But that 100 ETH at $1,400 is now worth
140,000.
1,400 is worth $140,000. Now, yes, it should have been worth almost 3.5x times more of that. But there's no guarantee that PulseX does the same thing as PulseChain. There is no guarantee. So have a game plan in the way you think. It is okay to do a swap, but make sure it is the swap that you want and is a swap that you can live with and is a swap that's not going to make you fumble no other way, so that you have that game plan and you can sit back and relax. That's simple. There's nothing else to it. So that's it. That's all I got, man.
All right, man. Well, let me just finish with this. This was an 1.5-hour stream. We're going to be covering some more this Thursday. If we're doing that live stream, we're going to see what what people are looking for this week, and we give the people what they want, the family. It just kind of hit me, B-Roots. You said some of these people have never done a 10x. I gotta just show this, man, just because this is what happens. This is what really happens on a lot, like a weekly basis. Not all the time, but we were on SHILLTANK. We found, can you see the screen, Beards?
Yeah.
ZEUS came on with a crazy narrative. We found it right here. $200,000 market cap. You see this huge volume. This is SHILLTANK. It went all the way up to 1.6 million. You had an 8x right there. It consolidated and it went all the way up to a just under a $4 million market cap, which is a 20x. And look at this. This is literally 3 days from here. So shout out to the ZEUS team. Crazy narrative. We'll be talking about more of that later, but it just goes to show you within 3 days, watching SHILLTANK, one of the smallest number SHILLTANK we've ever had, because we didn't promote it and we had it on a day that we don't usually had. That alpha came on. We found ZEUS at 200K. They pitched. We heard the narrative. We got in, and obviously we still hold a big bag of it. I think it's one Elon tweet can absolutely insanely blow that thing out of into outer space, but it just shows you guys capitalizing on these gains right now. Regulations coming. We got one, maybe two more Wild West bull runs ahead of us, probably just one, unfortunately. So those of you late to the party like myself, let's capitalize, man. And that's all I got to say. Hope you guys learned a lot about PulseChain. Obviously, B-Roots is the expert on that. He's been in this for a while. I'm continuing to learn. Hope you guys learned something today. We appreciate you guys. Tune in to SHILLTANK tomorrow, because you never know what you're going to get. And if you didn't tune in last Thursday, you potentially missed on a 20x. So, so you do the math.
And potentially more.
And potentially a lot more, because that thing's just getting started. So, yeah, man, good stream, man. Big numbers today. We did it a little bit longer, covered a lot. So take notes, guys, and yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Give your concluding statements, B-Roots, and I'll get us out of here.
Wallace said his super message did not go through. Laws of meme coins to be applied for PHEX and other copies, perhaps. Not sure what will hold value. I do my hex and my PHEX, like if it's staked, it's staked. You know, it comes out quarterly for the next 15 years. So like I literally have no plan but to sell them as long as they get to a certain price. Listen, I'm in Hex. To me, that's like a savings account, just in case I'm wrong about Hex as far as how long and what it can go. It's very speculative in my perspective. Like I personally, I don't even think like crypto is going to be around 15 years from now. Like it's not in the way we see it, the way we interact with it. I don't think it'll be like that.
Blockchain technology, but not.
Yeah, not the way we're doing it.
Yeah, not the way we're doing it. Blockchain technology is here to stay, and it's going to be life-changing for the world, but sitting there looking at Dex tools for coins to launch and aping it. And I know you PulseChain people think we're crazy, but hey, man, I just showed you example of a 20x just from listening to SHILLTANK. It doesn't always happen that way, but you know, it's gave me freedom from even, you know, having to take fights when I'm injured. It's given me freedom to be able to invest heavily into PulseChain. So it's a blessing, man. It can be life-changing, and that's kind of what we want to just bring to you. And we're excited for the ecosystem of PulseChain, and it's going to be a hell of a ride.
Yeah, for sure. So that's why I say, when you say Hex, when I talk Hex, yes, I do like the narrative. I like for what it is, but you know, every quarter I'm doing something that no one else talks about. I'm telling you what I'm really, really doing. The problem is there's too many people in Hex that say, "Oh yeah, I'm holding, I'm doing this, I hold your Hex, stake your Hex, 5555, 15-year Hex, sells the bottom, hashtag Hexologist." So I'm telling you exactly what I am staked out 15 years every quarter. As long as it's over a certain price, I will not let you know what that price is. I pull out and I'm out for that stake. I don't restake another 15 years. I don't do that. Nope. As long as it's over that certain price, I'm out. My liquid Hex, swing trade here and there, may make some money, may not make some money, might lose some money. I've lost some money on Hex. I've actually took losses on Hex, you know, on purpose for different reasons. I'll absolutely take losses, and then I'll actually obviously cash them out and play some of those games. That's my liquid Hex. I can do whatever I please do. So that's volume. That brings more attention to Hex. A lot of people don't realize that. If it was just a dead staking coin with no volume, no exchange would want it. So you want that volume. You want those traders to come in. You want those meme coiners, people come in. You want them in your ecosystem. You can't have it just the way you want it. It's if it's a DEX, if it's pure crypto, true crypto, then you know you should be embracing the traders. You know why? Because they pump up your price, and hopefully your stake lands on a certain day you can cash out, or you have some liquid Hex and you can cash out. So that's part of a market. So when it comes to PHEX, no, I won't be applying any laws of meme coins. My laws of meme coins is just take profit every single stake that comes through.
Yes, sir.
For PulseChain, you can do it. It will make you feel better. Just know that you need, like, we're not in the height of a bull market yet. So be smart. Make sure you have enough. In my opinion, this is what I'm thinking. I have enough cash to live my life the way I want to live my life. I am not a hoarder of stuff. So I will cash out. I will enjoy a cruise. I will fly to whatever country I want to. You know why? Because I only have one life. And I could literally walk out this door right now and die. And all that coin that I was hoarding, I missed out on the opportunity to go hang out with friends. I missed out on the opportunity to go hang out with family. I missed out on it because I have no money. It's all in crypto. So that's how I play the game. That's how I preach it. You don't have to do it, but those who take profit seem to be the happiest people in crypto. I'll just leave it at that. Just leave it at that.
Absolutely, man. Well, with that being said, we are out, guys, and you know, get those gains, give back to the world. God bless you all. We'll see you tomorrow on SHILLTANK. Free Andrew Tate. We'll see you soon.
So for those of you who want to make that change, you need some crypto to help you to make that green. Yo, they got a lit show, Crypto King, showing you how to invest to live your dreams. So for those of you who want to make that change, you need some crypto to help you to make that green.